Hey, it's two idiots here. We're two dudes reviews.
Wait, I thought we were two dudes reviews.
We are two dudes reviews.
We are two dudes reviews.
And this is Greta Van Fleet. Now, if I'm looking from my left to my right, Andy, you name all the members of the band.
Jake, Josh.
Yep.
I'm not sorry, guys. I don't remember. You have to realize I've been at a golf tournament all day drinking.
Oh, jeez.
So here I am. I just flew in like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, not uncommon for Jonesy over here to be drinking.
Oh, no.
Listen, how in the hell did you guys get wrangled in to do this damned interview from a hotel room, which is where it looks like you are, or a penthouse or something, with us two idiots?
We're still trying to figure it out.
Well, listen, I got to say, congratulations on the immediate success of Highway Tune. I mean,
wow.
I've been working in radio for a lot of years, and
see the gold records on the wall?
Yeah,
there's a bunch. Of this guy's legit.
What this particular song has done in very, very short order, it doesn't happen, man. It just does not happen. It's been at least a decade since I've seen a band like this blow up as quickly as Greta Van Fleet has blown up. I need to know something. Who is Gretna? Because the Greta Van Fleet is actually named after Gretna, yeah?
He did his research. She's in town.
We did.
She's in town. Where we come from, Frankenmuth, Michigan. Well, it's an hour north of Detroit.
Small little town.
Yeah, and she's a musician herself. And, of course, we had heard the name. And so we took out the N because it sounded nice, and it was easier to say, and that was that. you know?
Believe it or not, I've been to Frankenmuth.
Really?
No.
I have. No, I have family in Flint, and when I was a little kid, like way many years ago, our family took a vacation up there to visit our family, and we went to Frankenmuth.
Did you drink beer in the Frankenmuth courses when you were that young?
Oh, no. I was like 7 and stuff.
Oh, that's what we were doing. That's what we were doing. Yeah. We were Frankenmuth drinking beer and playing golf.
Drinking beer at 7. I like it.
So listen, and I would imagine that because you guys have been on a press roll for like the last couple of weeks, right? You must be tired of everybody saying, you sound exactly like Led Zeppelin and blah, 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 blah. But you have got some really unique influences. I mean, you all grew up around, 3 brothers, and of course the drummer is always the outsider. Like this dude's a drummer over here too. That would be me.
You're my bro.
So tell me about your influences, and was there any purposeful thinking of even the mannerisms of Robert Plant, Josh, on stage, and what you're doing with your hands and everything else when you were creating the sound and the vibe, and people coming at you saying, you need to do this, you need to be like this, and yada yada yada. How much was that was just you, and how much was influenced by outside perspective too?
I think it's a strange thing. All of us have such similar influences to those members of that group. I kind of liked when Joe Cocker was on stage, and that was really cool the way he moved. And I like James Brown. I like the way James Brown moved. So I don't know. That just came subconsciously. The voice, though, I think was just the best way I could use my voice to get power out of it was that. I think it just kind of sounded that way, but I don't know. It's like Daniel's the folk guy. Jake's the rock guy. I like world music, and Sam's like, okay, rock and roll. That's very important. The roll.
Don't forget the roll.
And Sam's the jazz guy, it seems. So, but it's like there's just so many influences it was a good, and it kind of ended up sounding kind of like that. But so it was. Let's just say there was a very little intent in sounding like that band,
Yeah, you guys, you do have that, and I was thinking about it today. Of course, knowing you guys are going to be on here, and I think the best thing I could say is embrace it, right? I mean, it might not have been intentional, but how can you go wrong with that association? Because that association brings so much power. And then I thought about it a little deeper, and I thought, you know what? What if you could bring the younger generation, because you guys are so young, what if you could bring that younger generation into that fold of music that you really grew up with? I did do some research. I did look at a couple of other interviews you guys did, because quite honestly, this whole interview thing is new to me. And so for me, I'm like, well, what the hell could I ask these guys that they haven't already flipping heard before? So here's my question. Josh, world music. Jake, drummer. Because I've been a drummer since I was 11 years old, which is a damn long time ago.
All right, get to your question.
Who wins, djembe or cajon?
Djembe wins.
Djembe wins.
Djembe, why?
It's more fun to play.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
I was kind of looking at it as if each one had a knife, who would win in the knife fight?
What, a djembe player or a cajon player?
A cajon player. Depends on which one's been drinking more.
Shit, yeah.
So listen,
all right.
The whole purpose of what we're doing as Two Dudes Reviews is to really get back to the heart of, back in the day, you used to actually sit down with an entire album and listen from song to song to song and listen to how each song kind of progressed into the next. And so with doing this, we've been doing album reviews and going through each song and listening to a minute and a half of each one and then talking a little bit about it. Now, Highway Tune, we've already kind of moved past, but tell me about Safari Song and kind of where your head was at with regard to, the musical stylings of it, and especially lyrically. Do you all work together on the lyrics? Because the lyrics are incredibly different, incredibly deep, not your traditional, 2017 rock lyrics,
Josh writes all the lyrics.
Okay.
Safari you were asking about, right?
Yes.
That was sort of it was our appreciation for blues, and that song was kind of that sort of it was blues. It was us going, man, this feels bluesy. And so we got to exhume all of that sort of appreciation for blues, which I have to mention is probably that genre that all of us have about as much appreciation for.
I would say that blues is the glue that holds the the principle, or that the base product of everyone's influence is blues. So we had to come up with a song that kind of paid tribute to the blues, and that I think that was very much Safari.
Dynamite. Moving on to Flower Power, and the few folks that already have the EP, and they're growing proportionately every day.
Sure.
I hear a lot of people saying, man, out of the 4 songs, my favorite one is Flower Power. The first time I heard it, I went, wow, it sounds like Going to California, or maybe She Talks to Angels from the Black Crowes.
Right.
Were you influenced highly by either one of those bands or songs in the writing of Flower Power?
That song was interesting because that was one of those that we felt it was already written and it's floating around in the universe, because I think we really tapped into a musical well there, because Jake just started playing a couple of chords on the guitar. I sat down on organ, started playing it, and Josh just went through right there.
Yeah, that came together in one day.
It wrote itself, really.
See, that was about 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
I had a friend that was hanging out at our house in the garage, and he said, "I'm gonna leave. I have to go do some stuff, but I'll be back later tonight." And I was doing that, and Sam jumped on the keys, and he's like, "Well, that sounds pretty cool." I was like, "No, this is a hit right here." Come back, the whole thing demoed and finished. By the time you get back, and we had the whole thing done in under like 9 hours.
That's kind of like, for me, as far as the lyrics and that the vocal melody, and what I got out of the essence of that song was that stuff that was coming out of San Francisco during the late 60s.
Yeah. That song is very Greta Van Fleet in terms of our writing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the structure. That was funny because later, I don't know if you're familiar with Punch Andrews. That's Bob Seger's manager.
Okay.
He came when he heard the song. He said that's a hit. So I get it now.
He liked the live version more than he liked the recorded version.
Oh yeah.
I got to tell you guys, when this guy hears a song and says it's a hit, it's like that guy. I don't know that guy, but this guy here. No, seriously. So we were hanging out one night. I got to tell you how I felt. I heard about you because this guy's turned me on to more music than anybody I've ever known in my life that was really good. And he's been in the radio industry for a really long time. And so when I hear something
Hang
and
on
he
a second,
says,
let me grab my wallet.
this is going to be badass, I listen. And I've been a musician my whole life, so I listen to what you guys are doing. Fucking spot on. I got to say, right on. I love it. Keep doing it.
So
I'm kind of bummed that it's only an EP and not a full album.
And we're going to get to that, but finally on the EP, and I listen to the music and the songs in like different headspaces, different environments. Sometimes I'm drunk. Sometimes it's first thing in the morning. Sometimes it's when I've gotten off of work and I'm just tired.
Sometimes it's first thing in the morning and you're drunk.
Could be. And I heard Black Smoke Rising coming away from an episode of Drinking on the Patio, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it immediately hit me as, oh, my God, so memorable. And every time I go back through the EP, that's the one that sticks out. Tell me about Black Smoke Rising, and why did you guys decide to call the EP Black Smoke Rising?
That's my personal favorite, and it's contemporary song on that EP. Most of those songs are written 3-4 years ago. Actually, it goes from 4 years through 3, 2, 1. So that was the most contemporary. That was written about a year ago, and I think that's kind of more or less the evolution of this music that we're making together, and it seems to be more going in that direction. And I think it has a lot more depth and meaning, and is a good reflection of what's going on in the world today, and how that's sort of always been the case, as far back as we know.
We can only continue to evolve. And that was
it's an archetype, the tower and the black smoke and the rebellion that follows. This was stuff that was being written about the fall of the Roman Empire,
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
So Andy was mentioning earlier he's bummed that there's only an EP available for human consumption right now. But in looking at, you can only trust Wikipedia so much. I don't know if you guys control your own Wikipedia or not, but from what I got doing a little bit of research, you guys actually have several other songs written and ready to come out. And you're going to release a little EP, what, over the span of the next 2 years by the time you get to an album? Or should we be hearing 4 more new songs from Greta Van Fleet here in another 4 months?
I think that's what Wikipedia says. Because I have not read that. They're full of shit.
You're full of shit.
You guys can't have only 4 songs. Let's talk about it.
What we're gonna have to do is give all the fans a full length. Yeah, that's what we're looking at doing. We got more than just several songs. We've got many packed up and pre-recorded. So many in this repertoire now. Over 2 years we've been working with Al Sutton and Rust Belt Studios out of Detroit, and we recorded maybe 25-ish songs. So there's a lot to reach in and grab from. I think it's now just determining what we want to do. Yeah, recorded.
There are such a plethora of songs.
And that's it.
At this point, it's just kind of and in the writing process is an endless process. It's a nonstop process. So it's always a question of whether or not we're going to pull from the shelf, or we're going to write something new, or we'll put it together. It's really just in debate as to what's going to come next.
It's just a matter of time.
So you guys just mentioned Rust Belt Studios, and a couple of weeks ago we were on with the singer from Citizen Zero. Do you know the guys from Citizen Zero? Josh from Citizen Zero?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They're in and out of there. I mean, we
I want to see the tour.
At senior.
We're acquaintances, yeah.
I want to see you guys and them. Unbelievable. Can't wait.
Fantastic.
Okay, I got to talk to the quiet guy. Danny, how intimidated do you become when the 3 brothers start going to war? Are you like the Peacekeeper? You got to come in and separate the brothers from scrapping or getting too hammered. And I know some of you guys aren't necessarily of legal drinking age. Like, that stopped us back in the day. But
yeah.
Actually, over the years, I've learned that it's just they all know each other so well, and then I'm also considered not blood brother, but a brother. So we all have our disagreements, but we've all kind of learned how to talk to each other and communicate, and I believe we handle it pretty well. There are a few moments where we butt heads, but it never really gets out of control to the point where we walk away.
It used to,
but you know what?
As our music evolves, so does our social skills.
Exactly.
All right. Listen, I know you guys have got a jam-packed schedule. I really appreciate you taking a little bit of time to sit and bullshit with us. One final question for you. Having parents that were, big time into music, I was the same way. I grew up around everything from my grandmother introduced me to Black Sabbath, man. And my mom was always into Santana, and the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack was always blaring in the back, or Don Scaletta, I know, right?
You know what I had to listen to as a kid? No shit. Engelbert Humperdinck, Wayne Newton. That was it.
What about Glenn Yarbrough?
Dude, Wayne Newton's a talented dude, right? He's great stuff, but ultimately, not what I love listening to.
And I'm a fan of everything from Kitaro to Dave Matthews Band to Slayer, Megadeth, and Fate's Warning.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But what are your parents' thinking right now? Are they freaked out at all? Do they know what you guys are on the verge of? What kind of where you're at right now career wise?
Oh yeah, they're thinking, when the hell are they going to come home and mow the lawn?
I bet you're right.
I'm sure my dad misses sitting on the back porch, smoking his pipe, drinking a beer, and watching us do yard work. Yeah.
I think we're really they're all just as sort of kind of processing it still like we are. And
yeah, I think they're more overwhelmed than we are because we're in it. We're sort of the eye of the storm, and they're sitting back watching. So yeah, they're definitely.
But they're very supportive, so they're very happy about what's going on, and it's been. I don't know that it had been possible to do it without their help.
Yeah, I don't think it really
some of those earlier stages of doing it. So yeah.
Well, I just hope and pray that you guys can maintain as mature an attitude as you've got right now at your young age, to never forget about where you were 6 months ago really, and where you are now, and in 3 years from now, if the trajectory continues like it looks like it's going to continue,
yeah, without a doubt,
and you guys are the adoration of everybody, and you don't know if the next person you meet is looking to get a piece of the pie, and who you can trust and who you can't trust, and everybody surrounds you are yes people. I hope you guys are grounded enough to make it through, because man, I have faith in the youth of rock music, man.
Without a doubt.
That's Greta Van Fleet.
But keep it, honestly. Stay honest and true to yourselves. Be happy and have fun no matter what you do. When it stops becoming fun, anything we do in our lives, then it's not worthwhile, right?
All right. Thanks, Dad.
Fuck yeah. Dude, come on. I'm an old guy, right? Shit. I got kids more older than them, so I really am. As fun and youthful as we can all be at whatever age, that's what we all have to remember. And I'm going to say that because I really respect what you guys are doing, and I love to listen to what you're playing, and I can't wait for you to come to Reno and for us to all hang out. Seriously. So no, really, and but ultimately, the rock and roll thing it's a hard life.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do.
And in California, you got to beware of the bong.
Oh, whatever it is, right? But ultimately, it's exciting. I'm excited for you guys, and thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to meet with us. Really, it's really cool. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Right on. Greta Van Fleet. We Are Two Dudes Review. I'm sorry, John, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Say it. Do it.
Oh, I said thank you very much.
Yes, thank
you.
We
appreciate it.
Let's
do it again.
Without a doubt.
We'll see you here in Reno soon.
See you in Reno.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.